I think people need to start having an honest conversation with just how success obsessed America is. And the entire foundation of America, matter of fact, is all about chasing this. It's called the American dream, chasing a dream of prosperity and peace and all of this stuff that I don't even think really anymore is factual, especially with the increase of cost of living, the fact that you have all of these other countries that have, based on other metrics that people and other economists have used to qualify a different version of standard of living outside of just GDP and earning potential. There's more things than just money, like your social network, your social connections, your healthcare accessibility. And as much as someone like me loves to do online business and help people get sales marketing, YouTube ads, Facebook, all that shit, as interesting as that is to me, there's also a part of me that feels like a bit conflicted, because it's like, if I made $1 million a month, a year, or whatever, those would be great numbers. But to an extent, I really don't care about just chasing the number. I don't really care about collecting things for the sake of collecting them. Or one of the most cringiest things about doing marketing and sales to me is that you always have to try and psychologically manipulate somebody. That shit is so draining to me. You always have to try and keep up with the Joneses and show them that, you've done this, and I've worked with this person, and show social proof and build status delta and all of this shit that sometimes I'm like, why do we have to do this? It doesn't align with my spirit, deep down at my core. And I'm going to just do it and test it out, play the game for the sake of it and see what type of results I get. But sometimes I'm just like, what the fuck is the point in all this? What the fuck is the point in everybody constantly trying to chase money over and over and over again just to show other people that you're making money? Some people don't even realize just how bad the American health system is, and all of the things that are set up that lead to multiple confluences at the degradation of your health, just so we can make more money to then pay for things so that we have better health. Does that make sense? We're doing a lot of things just to make sure we can afford a quality standard of living, but those things that we're doing are decreasing our standard of living, and then it becomes this weird cycle. You end up having to work 40, 50 hours a week, which then causes you to be chronically fatigued. It messes up your circadian rhythm, because now you're working night shifts, and now because you have night shifts, you end up with an autoimmune condition, Crohn's disease, digestive issues, you end up with brain fog, Alzheimer's, cognitive decline, and then that leads you down this rabbit hole of having to take different medications. Those medications have side effects, and then in order to pay for those medications, you have to get health insurance, so then you need to go to school, you get your master's degree, go more into debt, which then leads to more stress, because financial stress is a cause of so many different ailments that a lot of people don't really discuss, because it leads to shame, it leads to chronic stress, like a chronic fight or flight state. It's god damn, man, how many things are pinned against the average American? On top of that, we just live in a toxic environment, and a lot of what RFK is trying to do with seed oils and shit is interesting, but I think there's a lot of the stuff from the circadian rhythm and light perspective, and the non-native EMFs that there's not a lot of research around it, and I highly suspect that that's a huge fucking issue, just blasting your shit with radiation. But people are going to sit there and be like, no, it's not, and I think that's just fucking propaganda, because that should have been heavily researched from the beginning. But it just reaches a point where it's what the fuck? What is success then? What is success? Just having, money in the bank owned by a bank that probably doesn't even really have it, because they have fractional reserve lending. So they're probably just inherently broken. They have exponentially more debt than they actually have money. Well, you have money in the bank, but it's not even fucking real. And if you want to go pull it out, you don't have it. So then you have a house, which is all just, is all based on credit and debt. So then it's it's really an illusion that we're chasing.